Human Photosynthesis 101, we're embarking on Chapter 5, Holistic Rituals. Many people try to rush the spiritual practices and become a master overnight. Just like in the real world, energy must be constantly converted and stored for your light to work at home. Listen closely as I share these truths of reality as we know it. In spirituality, we seek a journey within of knowledge, good health, peace, harmony, prosperity. With self-knowledge and cosmic energy, one can achieve this. Cosmic energy is the base of all our actions and functions. Through human photosynthesis, it's converting this energy to chemical energy. This cosmic energy is everywhere, and the way to tap into it is through sleep and silence. Notice that this is not about starving yourself. And also pay attention that the silence I am referring to is meditation. He would always say that in every single retreat. Meditation is the foundation. Meditation is medication, right? We heard it over and over, the recitation of information. Meditation is medication, right? Over and over, drilled into us. But it's true, you know. You must charge up regularly like a cell phone. Even when your cell phone is fully charged and you don't use it, soon it will lose its charge because electrons love to move. So the work of being food-free is learning how to allow oneself to charge up. Being in this cycle, you'll be able to receive more and more cosmic energy. Again, cosmic energy is used for thinking, learning, seeing, talking, all actions. So it only makes sense that this is the most important thing to learn in life. It should be taught in school, right? We don't have this conscious curriculum, right? It's not the knowledge that we were taught in college. The only way to truly raise vibration is to get more and more cosmic energy. The only way to achieve this abundant source of power is through meditation and sleep. They say sleep is unconscious meditation, and meditation is conscious sleep. The process is body to mind, mind to intellect, intellect to self, and beyond. If you are new to this, do not worry. It is simple to learn to charge the body. It's about staying consistent and allowing the process to keep growing. Just kind of like a garden, you know, like cultivating, nurturing, watering, planting, growing, flowing, right? We're cultivating ourselves in this way, cultivation. First, you must choose a comfortable posture that you love. It can be standing up, sitting down, or lying down. And this does not have to be long. Consistency of 10 to 20 minutes a day is better than 1 hour a week. I like that. You know, like 10 minutes a day is better than 70 minutes a week. It makes sense that it's not on intensity, but consistency. That's actually how I live my life. If you would observe, like, I read a book called The Slight Edge, and that's literally my whole philosophy. I'd rather do something a little bit consistently than a lot of it inconsistently. If that makes sense, it just naturally feels a lot more progressive. Eyes are the door to the mind, and mantras and chatter are the activities of the mind. Many thoughts will come to the mind, and activities taking place in your life, past experiences, etc. To transcend the mind and the intellect, one must witness and observe the breath. There is great power in breath work. However, conscious breathing will not be necessary for this exercise. Just observe the breath. This is the way to self. Stay with the breath, and soon the thoughts going through the mind will decrease, and the breath will become smaller. Soon, the practitioner will be in a meditative state. In this state, one is under the shower of cosmic energy. The more regular meditation, the more cosmic energy flows through energy body, or etheric body, the nadis or energy tubes. So we're flowing that energy, the nadis in your body. All the nadis in your body. The blocked energy, or the cosmic energy on its own, will start at the top of the head region and spread throughout the body like a plant being showered by the sun. The energy body is the main base or source that receives energy during sleep and meditation. When a person goes to bed from a busy day and wakes up feeling refreshed, they were being showered in cosmic energy. To start this practice, you don't have to change diet first. It doesn't matter, because this is what we mean that all humans are breatharian or pranic beings. Whatever word you want to use is fine. I'm using the term human photosynthesis. Now let's just pause here for a second, because I like that. I like that paragraph. You know, there's so much emphasis and stress on attaining, achievement, accomplishment, accolades, the pursuit of, right? The destination to. Like, when will I arrive? How do I strive? How do I thrive? How do I survive, right? There's so much of this vibe, and it permeates throughout our culture. But when it comes to pranic living, the energy that's always giving, we can realize that we are already that. That which you seek, you are already. So for me, it was actually more of an unlearning. It wasn't really more of a learning. It was more of an unlearning. I was just taking all of the labels off of the table when it came to nutrition, minerals, vitamins, and then what do I not think that I am right now? Am I searching for this? Am I working for this? Or is this an inner knowing? Am I striving for this, arriving to this, or do I keep this energy flowing? Right? And it's that feeling state to come into that awareness of we're already that. We're already breatharian. Are you breathing? If you are watching this, you know, on your computer or on your iPhone or on your device, currently your heart is beating. Currently your lungs are breathing. So you're already a breatharian, right? Already. So it's a journey. It's just a feeling state of understanding. And I remember where he was talking about this all the time, where you don't have to actually change your diet first. You can actually just sink into your practice. Whether it be yoga, qigong, meditation, you just keep the energy strong with that vibration, and you allow the rest to fall away on its own. You know, the body is so intelligent. It'll fall away on its own. It knows what it needs. So the more you supply it with the cosmic energy, the less you'll want it from the fossil fuels and the other things that we imbibe and we drink and we consume on a daily basis. It's just going to automatically take place. So he was telling somebody, you know, just focus on your energy work. Focus on the meditation. Just don't let meditation go. That's all he was saying. It doesn't matter how quickly or how slow, just don't let meditation go. He said, if you let meditation go, you defeated the whole purpose. It's the cosmic energy. That's what's giving this, you know. The apple does not give me life. It's the energy. So, yeah, that was something that I had to unlearn and started to rework, retrain, and reframe in the brain. We are now going to take the myth out of the process. The whole universe relies on electricity to work. Molecules pass electrons to each other all the time. This is what is called electric fluid, electric fire, or better yet, the electric universe. Energy is information, and each and every one of us has an energy field. We can all agree, right? This energy field is constantly transmitting and receiving information. So we're like transceivers. We're transmitting and receiving. And this is happening constantly. The Earth's magnetic field affects our personal energy field in and out of the body constantly. The Earth resonates, pulses, beats, and sends off waves just like our heart. DNA is another wave of information. This energy spirals just like our chakra system. The energy moves different for both men and women. It moves clockwise for men, counterclockwise for women. Energy does what you want it to do through intent, by directing a wave pattern. Reminds me of the microcosmic orbit. It's a meditation that's based on your intention, you know? Wherever the mind goes, the energy flows, and the energy grows where the awareness goes. This is the key as we go further into the human photosynthesis lessons. This information is basic for some people, but many people on the planet do not understand that they are energy beings of information. Years ago, I certainly didn't understand that. I certainly didn't know that. Wasn't even thinking on that level. The process of energy circulation is taking place right now to keep the person alive. Qigong is the Chinese word for energy exercise. So Qigong, energy exercise. This is when a person can take part in the natural energy process and rejuvenate themselves. Daily Qigong is natural. Just by allowing yourself stillness, energy will do its work like a water running downhill. The water will look for the easiest path to flow, just like how the energy flows in our bodies. It will look for the easiest path, like we hear the path of least resistance, right? Pain and discomfort is usually a blockage. Qigong management is one of the best ways to conduct energy in the body so that its natural processes can flourish. The practice is designed to integrate and cleanse the body and mind. Stay consistent with the practice, just like the meditation with the cosmic energy, which is Qigong. It will develop personal potential, promote health, and prevent dis-ease. It was funny, one time we were going around Jenny Funkmeyer's yard. We were in Los Angeles, California, Beverly Hills to be exact. And we were in this property of this lady who hosted Elitom and I. And she had, these different statues, these different angels and different Buddhas and different postures and different positions and different placements. Like they had their hands up here and had their hands over there and had their hands like together. And, he was pointing it out and he was like, they're doing Qigong. Like look at that statue, they're doing Qigong. Look at that. So energy will take place throughout the body. So Qigong management. Stay consistent with the practice. It will develop personal potential, promote health, and prevent disease. There are, however, symptoms that will occur that one must deal with. When these symptoms begin, a person thinks something is wrong with them. They don't realize the body is doing its natural surgery that might not feel good to start out. Same thing happened with me when I went on my first solid food vacation. The first couple of weeks, I might have felt weak. And then it was only later on I started to feel stronger. It was only later on I started to last a bit longer. So they say that things start to get worse before they get better. It feels like it gets worse, but that's just the body doing its work. The list is huge as the process of clearing the body and mind begins. Scattered, sleepy mind, feeling cold, numbness, discomfort, soreness, or pain, part of the body hot, headaches, eye aches, trembling body, warmth, sweating, fright, difficult sleeping, coughing, sexual arousal. These are just a few as the cosmic energy through practice starts to take place. Now this is interesting because, just what he listed off here: numbness, cold, discomfort, soreness, pain, headaches, eye aches, trembling, body warmth, sweating, difficult sleeping, coughing. You would think that those are almost like withdrawal symptoms. You ever heard of people who are strung out on heroin or fentanyl or different drugs, right? And they will continue the drug, they will continue the substance, even in the possibility of an overdose. I remember watching this documentary. There was a video, there was a lady who had overdosed on fentanyl 11 times. She was living on the street and she was picking at her face. She was clawing at her skin, and you could see that she tried to put makeup over her skin, but her skin was bleeding through the makeup. And they asked her, hey, you've overdosed on this drug like 11 times. Aren't you worried like the next time will be the last time? Like, aren't you worried? Like, aren't you thinking about your family, your loved ones? Like, she said, I don't care. She said, I know I could die tomorrow. I know. She said, and I'll never forget this, she said, the withdrawals are so bad. I don't ever want to go through that again. So I'd rather do this. I'd rather do this. She said, it's not even the pleasure of the fentanyl itself. It's the pain of going through withdrawal symptoms. I'd rather do this. And didn't I used to do that with food? Is food not the same? We'd rather have the pleasure of food than the pain of healing, withdrawals, recovery, rejuvenation, revitalization. We'd rather have this than that any day, right? You're like, you know what? Eventually, right? I'd rather have this. We do the same thing. The parallel is scary. In the transformation process, you will have a good appetite. This is the perfect time to take on a more energetic diet of fruits and veggies. Great vigor and energy will take place, as this is a sign more cosmic energy is flowing through the body. Gastrointestinal peristalsis, say that 10 times fast. Skin itching, excessive saliva, tearing, runny nose, belching, and passing gas. Passing gas is usually looked down upon, but in these practices, it's a great reward. I remember meditating around the monks and nuns. They would always like lift up and pass gas or, flatulate. No one would ever say, excuse me. It wasn't even part of their culture. Like, it was just the body doing what the body needs to do. That was such a culture shock for me. I was looking around the meditation hall. I was like, y'all hear that? They were just, like nobody said, excuse me, they didn't care. There are many different types of Qigongs in meditations. But the ones that attract you and your schedule in life. Tai Chi, for instance, is a moving meditation, and yoga is meditation and stillness. Now they say Tai Chi is actually, it's a form of Qigong. So when people think that there's a difference between Tai Chi and Qigong, well, Tai Chi is Qigong. It's like saying that, rock music, is a genre. Like rock is a genre of music. Tai Chi is a type of Qigong. You get it? Okay. Then we have the different hand positions in meditation. These are called mudras, right? Tap into the wisdom of the ancient hand signs to complete the cosmic circuit within you. I remember I was walking on a trail one time. I was in Sherman Oaks, I was in California, and this lady was walking and she was swinging her arms, she was power walking, and her hands were like this the whole time. And I was like, oh, I see the mudras there, I like that. She was like, gotta keep it going. She said, gotta keep the energy flowing, gotta keep the mudras going. I was like, oh, I see what you're doing there. I see you connected. And I think she was from India, actually. There are hundreds of mudras that can be used, each one creating different energy circuits in and around the body. These connections in the hands, when used properly, act just like live wires that send signals to different parts of the body. The spiritual practices are to utilize the energy all around us. And everyone has access to this energy. Let me say that one more time. Everyone has access to this energy. So it's not like access denied, you do not have access. No, everyone, right? If you're alive and breathing, you have access. The art of human photosynthesis is ultimately synthesizing the different energies within the body. Everyone's energy will be different. We all have our own personal energy signature that makes us unique. The energy of a being synthesizing energy will be strong and felt by others. Spirituality is a technology and a science. This technology is using the subtle forces to create a refined, strong energy that the organism can use for nourishment. It is sort of like making fine wine. The older it gets, the stronger it becomes. Now just think about that. What if as you age or as you go through the next stage, instead of becoming decrepit disintegrating, denigrating, and debilitating, what if you actually got stronger with time, right? What if that's the brighter the light would shine as you age with the times? What if you got stronger, lasted even longer, because you've been here for more time, right? Can you imagine? There is a difference between aging and getting old. Here we go. Aging is sort of like compressed time. When you see a being, you are looking at a story of time, just like the stars in the night sky. And the being is functioning smoothly as it was designed. Getting old is a dis-ease, when the being is beginning not to function properly. This is a hot topic to tackle, however. The human view on health has been evolving and will continue to do so. Even though this knowledge is being available in this epoch of time to the masses, many will still reject the idea. And in cultivating oneself will not be fashionable due to all of the negative influences that bombards the mind. Willpower will have to be the greatest human strength. Willpower is defined as personal character, self-discipline, training, and control of oneself and one's conduct, usually a personal improvement. Willpower is an essential ingredient in achieving, overcoming, and becoming. Willpower alone, however, is not enough. We humans are habit-forming creatures. Humans are good at saying who they are and what they are about, but the actions are totally different. The old saying says, actions speak louder than words. There's also another saying, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. Oof, that's been a painful lesson in my life. A person who must have their morning coffee, or someone who every Friday must see their favorite shows. These are rituals in their own right. Each person has their own. This is why I talked much about the energy around us, and to allow a person to recognize the importance of creating a space to recharge the body and mind with this energy to become more self-sufficient. Let's create a habit-forming life of rituals to allow a better flow of energy in our lives. Ritual is defined as a ceremony consisting of a series of actions performed according to a prescribed order. A sequence of activities involving gestures, words, objects, performed in a set place. This was the whole idea of some ancient cultures, to rebuild a higher energy by everyone being involved before it got corrupted. Rituals are what all people practice. Rituals are energetic actions that energetically activate targeted, appropriate energies. Every action activates an energetic response, and the ancients understood this. There are many people who understand this today, like in advertising and the media. A series of actions done ritualistically at set times and cycles over time will bring forth different outcomes that will affect health and other lifestyle choices. I'm going into this knowledge so we can understand that we are so connected with everything around us that slight changes can bring huge improvements. I'll never forget, I remember a guy told me that years ago, and his name was Mr. Yang. He was in Pasadena, at the old library in Pasadena. I don't know if it's shut down today. It was shut down last time I visited. And I met this guy named Mr. Yang. And he said, Jerome, he said, many small thing equals big thing. And that's all he told me. And he just left, vanished. Never saw him again. But I always remembered what he told me. He said, many small thing equals big thing. And it's like it earns compound interest. You just don't see it, right? And this is for the positive or the negative, on both sides of the fence. Many small thing equals big thing, right? You just think of, for example, like going to the drive-thru over and over, where I used to go to Burger King or I used to go to McDonald's, and I used to, go to these fast food places, Popeyes and KFCs and churches and all these places. And it was just adding up. I never saw it. Mini small thing equals big thing. I was earning compound interest at a deficit, but I didn't see it, you know? So what was I manifesting? When we manifest a stroke, or when we manifest heart disease, or when we manifest ailments and illnesses, do we look back at the many small things that were easy to do, but also easy not to do? The Buddha stated in his comparison on which lifestyle will be the best to relieve pain and suffering was balance. Don't be too extreme. Another word we can use is temperance. You've heard of that word, right? Right? Drop a heart if you've heard this word. Moderation of self-restraint in action, statement, etc., self-control. Especially in yielding to one's appetites or desires, and especially in eating and drinking. This must be understood because now you must be more aware of the things you do and the effects it can have and create in the long run. When we think of drugs, we think of cannabis or prescription pills the doctor gives to people. However, a drug, noun, is a thing, anything that alters your mood, acting via either the body or the senses to make an impact on the mind. So a drug can be anything. That means it can be a pretty picture that sends a warm glow inside of you. It altered the mind. Or some peppermint tea before meditation. That helps still the mind. That morning coffee or orange juice that you feel you need to start your day. I remember Sunny D, right? Who remembers Sunny D? Or a person that as soon as you get around them, you get an energy of motivation that makes you want to get more out of life. Don't you love those people? The energy gainers instead of the energy drainers. They just fire you up and get you going, right? I love those people. These are the positive things I'm talking about, because a drug should alter your body and mind to feel better. We know, however, the negative effect of things we encounter in day-to-day life. Sort of like an alcoholic stopped drinking for a period of time, but one day he sees a drinking glass that reminds him of the good old drinking days at the bar. And many people usually relapse just by triggering of an external object that affects the mind. I'm going over all of this because, of course, in the beginning stages on living on prana, one will find themselves being stimulated constantly by external stimuli that has the power to halt what you are trying to accomplish. Hopefully, this will arm you with the right knowledge to understand the energetic matrix so you can use it for your highest potential. You can now design your very own ritualistic program to raise your vibration. The outcome will affect health positively. Then the vibration will slowly raise so that a person can grow in the realm of free energy. This is creating your own personal rites of passage. Some people enjoy meditation in the evenings, others in the morning. Your rituals are the events or habits that you choose to transition from one vibration to another. So it's like every individual has habitual rituals, and eventually this individual will gain those residuals. You get it? You are consciously living a life choosing the energies that benefit you through trial and error. This is a great way to really get to know yourself. We are living in a rain shower of radiation. And every year we are exposed to at least 36 X-rays a year or more, depending on your lifestyle or demographics. Energy work is powerful. We can all agree. We have enough energy in the atmosphere to power all the current technology items 1,000 times over of what fossil fuels can do in a year worldwide. This is great news to know, because our bodies and mind can tap into this energy and use it through rituals. Respect the rituals of physics. This knowledge is slowly making its way to the masses. Many people won't understand, just like when Thomas Edison first showed the light bulb to people at J.P. Morgan's home. It was like magic to the people. Today, however, we take it for granted here in the world. Now I like that because, they say that if you were to show a caveman our technology, he would think it was magic. But if you were to show a modern man magic, they would just say it's technology, right? So the average person, we're looking at magic every day. We're working with magic every day. Just for you to be able to hear me simultaneously as I'm talking, you're able to listen. And then later on, wherever you're listening to this from, you're able to still hear it's recorded. That's magic. We're using magic all the time, but we call it technology. One day too, the knowledge of human photosynthesis will be common knowledge. You can use your body as an instrument through ritual living. Don't be confused. We are living ritual lives that energize the lower vibrations of creation. I mean, think of electric vehicles, right? Solar-powered vehicles, vehicles that run on the sunlight, vehicles that run on energy, vehicles that run on water. I've even heard of water, like these aqua vehicles, right? It's amazing, but it's going to become so commonplace. One of my mentors living up in Sacramento, she sent me a video of her driving in a lift. She took a lift in a self-automated vehicle that was driving itself. And she said, years from now, Jerome, they're not even going to have the driver's seat. There's not even going to be any point. It's just going to be a steering wheel. It won't even be a driver's seat, She said this car drove so efficiently. It was better than the other drivers. She said it was better than the people that were actually driving. It stopped on a dime. It was turning. It was so confident. Jerome, this robot, this automated vehicle, it was so confident, Jerome. You should have seen it. You should have seen it. She said it was blowing my mind. I was like, wow, we live in the future today. We are holistic by nature. Because spiritual practices are daily habits we naturally are doing, but now we are consciously taking them to the cutting edge level. We are already stretching, breathing, chanting, talking, detoxing, regenerating, rejuvenating, moving, meditating, fasting daily, even when we sleep. When we wake in the rising, we eat breakfast, breaking the fast, right? Breakfast, break fast. The next step is to organize the things you are already naturally doing and consciously add your thought process. Wherever our mind goes, the energy goes. These principles are rituals that will help us to energetically grow. Once mastered, you will see gained health and more energy will generate from your vessel. The key is how to receive, store, and use energy on a daily basis. Even though technically everyone is a pranic being, it is the consciousness and knowledge that can make the difference. There are many good people in the world, however, their energy is depleted. They can talk and teach and show good favor. They have positions and can show accumulated wealth, but they have no stored energy. With no stored energy, your ritualistic life can be no good. In one's quest, they must achieve the great accomplishment. That's when you've worked on yourself and know that vibration is high. The chi in the body has transformed into jing, sexual energy. It will ring from your body. This is the result of utilizing the ritual practices of the higher vibration around us. Then comes the show of power. Unlike religion, it can be measured. The sexual energy, which is the creative force, has merged with the mind. Human photosynthesis is a byproduct of this journey. So that concludes chapter 5. Chapter 5 for the tribe, as we keep it alive. That concludes the chapter in Human Photosynthesis 101. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for listening. This has just been a few more readings as we've been proceeding, reading Wisdom of the Ages from some of today's modern sages. This is Jerome Shaw once again with the Pranic Pages.